Thanks, Michael. Meantime, investors continue to bet big on the fast-growing sports betting stocks, and Wall Street is now coming on board. Morgan Stanley estimates the industry could reach $12 billion by the end of the year 2025, compared to just $1.5 billion last year. Wow. Over the past month, money has poured into many of these names. Look at that. Penn National Gaming up 70%, Caesars, MGMs, and of course, DraftKings. Joining us now is Jason Ader, SpringOwl asset manager, co-founder and CEO, and a guy who has reported on and analyzed and invested in the gaming and resorts community, I don't know, Jason, for 20 plus years. I think you and I first interviewed in like 1998 on this, so you know from which you speak. Is this a mania that can last, or is it just a mania?
Thanks, Brian. Good to see you. And it is very interesting. Last night, I spent some time reading newspapers from 1978, September, actually. And September 1978, there's a lot written about the bubble that existed in a stock called Resorts World. And Resorts World went up every day. It was a mania around Atlantic City opening up, the first casinos outside of Las Vegas. And if I change the name Resorts World in some of these articles and you just change the name from Resorts World to DraftKings, it's truly true in this instance, history rhymes. And so I'd be very, very careful. Look, DraftKings is a great company. They're going to do amazing, but the valuation is in a very big place right now.
Well, Mike can probably chime in more on Resorts World, but I will say this to our viewers that may not remember it. They were the only company that owned a casino in Atlantic City in the late 1970s, and then everybody rushed in. Resorts World stock soared as the market went flat. It did not end well. Are you suggesting, Jason, that investors avoid these stocks?
I'm suggesting that over the very short term, there will continue to be more states that legalize gaming. But, you know, sports betting is going to be a challenge to achieve profitability 2021, 2022. So my view is DraftKings, the best thing that company could do is make as many acquisitions as it can of businesses in the gaming industry that actually generate cash flow. But no, Resorts World did not end well. No manias, no bubbles end well. I do not think what's happening in sports betting will end well over time. I think you put a number up about $12 billion for the sports betting market. You know, there's more to sports betting online. There's casino, there's poker, there's bingo. The U.S. potential for all four of those verticals is a $40 billion market. That's as big as Macau. So if you think about it, the U.S. online market has the potential to be as big as Macau, which is the biggest gaming market in the world. It's bigger than Las Vegas by far. So I'm excited about what's happening in the U.S. market. I would argue, though, DraftKings today is reflecting a lot of optimism, but it's a leader. It's got an amazing brand. And wow, now Michael Jordan. It's two bubbles. You know, there's a bubble in Air Jordans, and there's a bubble in the gaming stocks. You have double bubble here for DraftKings.
I mean, Jason, as you know, and the resorts example is a good one. I mean, when people are excited about the total market opportunity, and there's only one publicly traded, instrument to play it, it's going to basically trade on, how far are we along in realizing that big market opportunity. In this instance, though, I mean, DraftKings doesn't literally have an exclusive on any of this. So, we showed Penn National, obviously MGM. These other players are going to be there. How big and how fast does sports betting have to get, legal sports betting have to get, for the stock price to still stay supported here on DraftKings?
Well, DraftKings has great currency. Let's see what they do with it. I still believe they're going to make acquisitions, particularly in Europe, where there's amazingly profitable companies that generate cash flow. They should just be using their stock to buy other companies in the European market. But let's go back to the question of how long can this last and who has an advantage? Right now, DraftKings, FanDuel, they've been around for a while. The names are well known. They really do have an advantage on two fronts: the cost of customer acquisition and the cost of customer retention. Now, with someone like Michael Jordan, that can go down. You host a Michael Jordan-sponsored golf tournament, and your DraftKings winners get to meet or play golf with Michael Jordan. Believe me, the customer acquisition cost to buy into those types of sports betting tournaments will be amazingly low. For another company, Penn Gaming, with Brian Portnoy and Barstool Sports, wow, that people don't understand why that was a great acquisition. But Penn now has the ability to reduce significantly its cost of customer acquisition and retention through Brian and his whole media company as it relates to sports betting. That's innovative, that's differentiated, and that's going to, I think, win the day, as this business matures over time.